How you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for clicking that button. Now, if you could just click that other button that says join, I'd greatly appreciate it. Or you can go to Buy Me a Coffee and select the tier that you'd like to support the channel at. I'd greatly appreciate it. Today we're going to talk about Perl Linux. What is Perl Linux? It is a Mac OS inspired desktop that is version 11. It's based off of Ubuntu 22.04 GNOME edition, and it's customized heavily. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So here we are. I've installed it on my machine, and it is running quite nicely. It's actually pretty speedy, believe it or not. Now, this is the desktop that you're at. Now, let's go to the web page real quick first, kind of do the rundown there, and then we'll dive into the actual operating system itself. So we're going to open up Chrome because it comes with Chrome and Firefox. I would get rid of Chrome as much as I can, as fast as I can, but they've got it on the dock down here. And this is what the website is. You can find it at perllinux.net. It's very Mac inspired, as you can see. The new website and forum, however, are still under they're under major construction according to their footnotes here. It is based off of Ubuntu 22.04 LTS. I think it's like the 5 something kernel that's on here. In fact, we could actually go here to About My Computer. Summary, and let's see, does it tell us which kernel? Let's go to summary. Let's see if it tells us the kernel that it's using. Let's open up this, make this a little bit bigger. No operating system. See, it's Perl Desktop 11. No kernel modules. Here we go. ZTFS. No. 5.15 right here. 5.15.69. So yeah, it's using an older kernel, as you can see right there. It's using a much older kernel, but it's built off of the long-term support. So I guess that would be why. Now, the cool thing is they're definitely, this is their PDE desktop, PDE-FX and PDE, but they actually have other variations as well. Like in this one here, you've got actual GNOME in here, and they've also got the PDE and then the PDE-FX, which is this one. PDE looks like a customized Mac OS, but just a top bar like here in GNOME, and just a top bar, but you don't have it anywhere, you know, it's not themed and doesn't have a dock on the bottom. As you can see here, they've got an XFCE version, they got a mate version, they got an RPI version based off of Debian, because it's also off of Debian as well. And then they've got the PDEs here, they've got a server one as well, and they got a cinnamon desktop flavor as well. So, and they look, even compiz here, and then they've got a studio. So if you're into, which is a Mate, and you know, they're a Mate desktop. Now, as far as the studio is concerned, I guess it's like they've remixed the Ubuntu Studio. So I'm assuming that's what it is. So that's their web page. Like I said, if you go here, go to the home page. Well, why is it taking forever to go to the home page? Let's try clicking the back browser. There we go. And the links are like broke on the page apparently, except for the download links. But there's, you know, they've got plenty of information here that you could read through. I'd give that a little time, you know, a little dedicated time to look at it and and see if there's anything you can garner there of knowledge for you. Other than that, you can just dive right on in. I did. And right off the bat, I like the look. I do. I like the look and feel of it, but this bottom dock here, now, and I know with Mac they have that bottom dock, and there's a lot of applications and a lot of programs that are on that bottom dock. But to me, this is just way too cluttered. I don't think you have to put pretty much everything on here. Maybe, you know, the multimedia stuff, the music player stuff, obviously the Firefox web browser, which is actually iconed and themed to look like Safari, which opens up to regular old Firefox. No welcome anything weird. Usually it opens up to Firefox and you got to click through to set it up and sync it and all that stuff. But anyhow, it opens up to that, as you can see. So I mean, they've got a little bit in like their file manager, which is Thunar, is themed to look like the icon to actual look like the Mac OS theme. But it's, you know, I mean, it's a typical file manager. I mean, Thunar is very nice. Their software center, where they got themed to look like the actual App Store icon wise, is Ubuntu Software Center. So, I mean, they've done a lot to make it look and feel like Mac, so to speak. I guess that's the purpose of this, right? But they've kind of, in my mind's eye, I think they kind of cluttered it a little bit here on the bottom. But that's just my takeaway. I don't know if you're a dock person and you like to have all these applications on your dock. That's great. Me, not so much. I'm a minimalist when it comes to that. Now, up in the upper left-hand corner, you have your pinned places, like your desktop, where you can open up desktop settings. As you can see, right through here. Displays, Bluetooth, background. Here are all the different backgrounds that you could change through that are not their ones, but so you can do that through there, okay? I mean, all kinds of stuff there. Then you got files. You got ones that we just opened up. There's no machine for documents. Music, there's none. Pictures. There's SM Player screenshots, and that's just a folder that's in there. So when you take screenshots, it'll, through SM Player, I guess it'll store them there. For video, no files. Now, if you click this little P, over here is where you get your drop-down menu. Now, we already looked at my computer. Under accessories, you've got a plethora of things. This comes with, as I'm looking here, you got FeatherPad. You've got mouse pad, and XPad. You have 3 different plain text editors. And you've got a bunch of other stuff in between here. Plank, which is the dock. X screenshot. U launcher, which is like the runner, you know, KDE runner, where you can actually launch, which I believe to do that is shift and space. Yep, it opens it up here in the right hand corner, and then you could type in like Firefox and it should launch it. Should it be running right? It didn't. Whatever. So that's a little bit of a bug that they got to fix, I guess. I don't know. Really strange, because you don't have like where you could like in KDE type and then it'll find it. So I mean, they've got I mean, this thing's loaded. The ISO is actually 3.2 gigs or something like that. It's pretty huge. So that being said, it's full of multiples of everything. For arcade and their games, they've got Emilia Pinball, and they've got cards. They got Outright standard for graphics. They've got the scanner and the viewer. They got GIMP. They've got image viewer, Inkscape, which is the SVG, like GIMP. Pinta, which Pinta means paint in Spanish, so I'm assuming it's an app that's a lot like MS Paint. And then they've got Shotwell. Under Internet, they've got No Machine, which is basically like a remote desktop. You can connect to other remote desktop. They got All-in-One Messenger. They got Audio Bible. That's interesting. You don't find this in a lot of Linux distributions very often at all, unless there's something like Temple OS or, you know, a more Bible-centric operating system. Firefox, Google Chrome, and Pigeon Internet Messenger. For Office, they do have Free Office, Plan Maker, Presentation, and Text Maker here. So I would think it'd be they're like the writer, the presentation, which is, you know, like regular, you know, presentation, and then Plan Maker, maybe some type of planner, but not Excel. I don't know. I just clicked it to open it, and you can choose. Let's go with this. We're going to hit OK and see what opens up. And yes, it is Excel. That is wild. This is their their version of Excel. Very strange. Why would they call it Plan Maker? When you say that, I think of a planner. But so they have that, and then they've got Numetric. Under programming, they got Icon Browser, and then sound and video, they've got a plethora. As with Mac, I would say that this distribution is trying to be very multimedia centric. Like, kind of like, with Mac, you use it for a lot of multimedia, like photos editing, video editing, streaming music through their iTunes, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to say that this is definitely a very multimedia centric type distribution. So if you want every kind of multimedia, anything under the sun, this might be one to consider for you. You got Audacity, you got Gwenview, Handbrake. They've got Kodi, Multimedia, OBS Studio already in place, Rhythmbox, SM Player, VLC Media Player, WinFF, XF Burn. Now, WinFF, I don't know if people have used that or not. It is basically like Handbrake. It's just a video conversion tool, so you can convert from whatever it is, like AVI that you download or that you create, or MKV, to actual MPEG. So that's what that's for. Rhythmbox and SM Player. Rhythmbox is a music player. SM Player is a video and music player. Now, VLC, that's the granddaddy of them all. That one plays everything. It does videos as well as music. So to have all these multiples of everything else in here is just kind of like Audacity on Audacious. I mean, it's just kind of redundancy. But like I said, they're trying to be very entertainment center focused, I guess. So that's why they would have that. For system tools under administration, they've got the install release, the kernel manager, so you can change kernels. Probably let's open that up and take a look. Continue. And let's look at the kernels that they have available. They have 5.15 and 5.19 is the most current kernel that you can get and install on here. Now the 5.15, I believe, is definitely the LTS versions, and this is one is active, so you can remove it. 5.19, yeah, you can queue it and install this one. So you can upgrade to a 5.19 kernel, but not 6 apparently. So anyhow, there is that for administration. You also got the login window. You've got private internet access. So they've got private internet access, a VPN installed on here already. Very much so multimedia driven for viewing stuff like probably IPTVs, that kind of stuff, streaming media, multimedia streaming, that kind of stuff. Time and date and update manager. And then also under preferences, obvious. Ooh, they've got compiz installed. Wait a minute. They've got compiz installed? So that means I could do this. Oh, they've got the cube. They've got the cube installed. Check that out. And they've got wobbly windows installed. Now, for those of you guys that don't know what compiz is, it is the coolest window effects manager that you could have downloaded back in the day. It's very old, and it just added a whole lot to your window. Like, you can, on this cube thing, in this settings in here, you can actually do the cube thing, and when you click on it, behavior, appearance, you can actually do a top and bottom picture on it too. Like, if you enable Skydome or whatever, you can actually move the window up and down, and it'll tilt the cube up and down and side to side. So I mean, it's pretty cool. Compiz is pretty cool. If you go back to it, there's all kinds of stuff that you can so you can use it with Mate, Gnome, whatever you want. There's all kinds of, these are desktop things that you can actually do and set, like widgets, also different effects like 3D windows, animations plus, fading windows, the magic lamp. Like, if I minimize this, it should go, yep, magic lamp. See how I did the magic lamp and fades in and fades out? Yep. So right here's the animations right here, magic lamp. So, I mean, there's all kinds of cool things you can do with compiz. Compiz is really cool. That's cool that they've got that. So that is kind of cool. So anyhow, that's where you can mess around with those settings right there. Um, they've got dock settings, driver manager, G parted. I mean, they've got monitor settings. They've got your full plethora of settings that you would find. They even got, looks like they got time shift installed right off the bat, so that you don't accidentally, if you do accidentally nuke your hard drive like some guy did once just recently, you could use time shift to revert back and reinstall, use time shift, install your backup, and you're good to go. Just make sure that you have your backup saved to not the same drive that your operating system's on, because it naturally wants to do that. Set it to a different, like an external drive, or to another drive that you have installed in your machine. It's strictly for like snapshots and backups. So just a PSA. And then of course you got XFCE terminal settings. I mean, they've got all kinds of stuff you could adjust in there. So for the preferences. Then I got my computer. They got Bleach It. They've got Conky. They've got the PC Man FM installed, as well as Thunar. It's another file manager. I mean, XFCE uses Thunar. It's another pretty good. I actually use it interchangeably with Thunar. I like them both. So that's actually a pretty decent file manager that does have Samba available. You can work with it well in that. So if you have any shares on your network, you can actually get to those quite well. They got GDEB package manager. They've got HTOP. Let's go take a look and see what our system load looks like. And why didn't it launch again? A couple of applications that don't launch, even though they've got a actual menu entry. I wonder if we open up, what's their terminal? Probably console or XFCE terminal. Yep. When we type HTOP, see what happens. It opens up there. Interesting. So that link is broken. So let's make this full screen. And as you can see, we're using 1 gig of RAM and about, I'd say about anywhere, depending on what's happening here, anywhere from 10 to 20% of my system processor. So, I mean, it's not exactly light on RAM because of this big dock with all these things that are pinned to it down below. But other than that, it's all right for most modern machines that you know are running today. There's usually got like anywhere from 16 to 30 gigs of RAM minimum. So you're really not worried about RAM anymore. But if you're on older hardware, yeah, you might be worried a little bit about RAM. I'd get rid of some of these damn icons on the dock. Slim that down a little bit. That'd probably be the fastest way to do that. Then you have Bleach It. I already said HTOP packages, package updater, Perl Conky, Perl Samba config, select sound, task manager, Thunar, Tilde. Now see, there's like 4 terminals right here. Tilde, UX term, XFCE, and Xterm. For under universal access, they got onboard, which I'm assuming is a onboard screen board, a keyboard. Yep. And how do you kill it? So there's that. And then under utilities, they've got character map, where you could probably, assign different things to different things on your keyboards and stuff. So there's that. And then, of course, I got the Synaptic Package Manager and a Software Manager, which is, let's open it up. And, of course, once again, it's the same thing as what the App Store was down here. Same doggone thing. So there's that. So that is the rundown on that. Now, like I said, on the dock, and over here, they got their system tray, which themed, this is your logout. This is what it looks like to log in and out, which I'm going to cancel. And then you've got your volume. Also, you can turn on microphone and your volume here. So there's that. Then next to it, they've got your internet connectivity. It shows you that I'm wired. Then next to that, they've got the onboard, which is still there, which I'll quit. So it minimizes the tray. And then, of course, this is your update manager. There is a look at Perl Linux, a Mac-inspired version of Linux. I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think. I'm not a Mac guy, but if you want to get a faux Mac, this is actually a good way to do it. Leave a comment down below what you guys think. Like I said, don't forget to join the channel. If not, then if you don't want to go through Google or Google, which owns YouTube, then please buy me a cup of coffee. I greatly appreciate any help I can get. Either way, you guys keep doing what you guys do. You guys keep on Linuxing. Have a great day. Stay blessed. Do all that and be merry.